Hello and welcome to this new Power BI dashboard, and this is the dashboard which I have shown in my previous video, the Zomato restaurant data analysis, where I have shown you how you can create this dashboard step by step from the KPI to the charts to these metrics, which is revealing a lot of information. And the use case was that we are opening a new restaurant, especially in the cuisine type of South Indian food and North Indian food. Then what are the different metrics, what are the different filters that one should present. Now, the special thing about this use case is, which I'm going to talk about it today and show you also step by step how we can achieve it, is related to the enhancement. So enhancement is part of the business process. That means once you deliver the first version, after people get used to of it or they are interacting with it, then what they do is they try and get more and more insights, and based on more insights they give you more requirements. And that is some of the requirements, the 4 or 5 requirements what I have basically captured it based on my experience or based on looking at how the user may request it. So let's see enhancement. And then what I have done is I have implemented those so that I can show you side by side as well. And then we can see how we can create it from the scratch. Okay, so enhancement. Enhancement is that number one, show the percentage on the KPIs where we are showing the KPI actual value. So if you see, you have total restaurant, but then you have 8 South Indian restaurant. That means what is this percentage compared to the total restaurant? Similarly, 170 North Indian restaurant compared to 265, what is the percentage? 14 which are serving both North Indian and South Indian food, but compared to 265, what is the percentage? So the feedback that you will going to get is, well, this is great, but percentages are good to really understand the numbers in context. And to calculate the percentage, I really have to bring my calculator with me when I have to interact with this dashboard, and that is not user friendly. Well, in that case, what we do is we provide some calculations, and this is how our percentage should look like. So we have the total restaurant, then South Indian restaurant is 9%, and North Indian restaurant 2443, which is 34% of 7105. Serving both is 793, which is 11% of total restaurant. Then others, which is 45% of the total restaurant. So with this, whatever filter we will going to select or interact with this, we will always going to have the percentage attached to these numbers, which is much more user friendly. So that is our requirement number one that we will see. Now enhancement number 2 is how we can change the top 10 chart to dynamic by user entered value. Okay, so what do they mean is, we are showing the top 10 values over here, over here, over here. So how we can basically have something like top n over here where user can go in and say, I want 6 and our chart is changed. I want 7, our chart is changed. I want 8, our chart is changed. Or I want to go back to 5. So we can give all of this option, but then how we can design it in such a way that only the top 5 restaurant based on the ratings that we have. So on the Brigade Road, this is the restaurant which is based on the rating is 3.8, and then Church Street, right? So all of this is basically we can do it with the help of the internal functionality. So that is our enhancement number 2. Enhancement number 3 is area slicer is needed, but it should not impact, that is important. It should not impact the chart that shows area. Okay, so what do I mean by that is, over here these were the two filters which were earlier present. Now we have area, right? If you will see, area is present over here, present over here, present over here, right? But area is not present here, area is not present here, or in these places area is not present. So we can basically choose anything. For example, I choose Church Street, let's say, right? Then whenever I'm making this selection, it should not change this chart. This is impacting, but I will show you how it will not going to impact. right? Right now, if you see, these two charts will not be impacted. Let me just change something else to, let's say, electronic city. Nothing will change if you will see from these chart, and only the rest of the other metrics will change. Okay, I will come out of that. Now, the next thing is restaurant type filter is needed. That is specific to the chart that is showing online and offline order. Okay, so this is a requirement. They want to see this restaurant type for online and offline because they want to know the different types of restaurant like bakery and all, and then they want to see it, right? So for example, bar or casual dining, I'm just selecting it here. It should change only this one. Right now this chart is impacted because I have not controlled it. However, if you will see, nothing else, this will not impact, this will not impact, this will not impact, nothing will impact, but only this chart will impact, right? So this is specific to our ask or our user need, which we will then going to produce, right? Which is what we have given it over here. So that is what we will see, and then top 10, the similar functionality over here, right? Which I will then give you as a practice. Okay, so with that, we will see how we can basically produce this view and get the desired output. Okay, so I hope you understood what is the requirement, what are these requirements, and how it will going to look like in a final dashboard. Now it's all about creating it. Okay, so I hope you are excited with me. The first thing I will ask you that pause here and try to achieve these requirements on your own. Okay, the benefit for this is that you will going to have an experience, first-hand experience on how usually a beginner is facing an issue in terms of doing all of these requirements implemented. Do a research, spend good one entire day, and if it is not happening, then come back, because this is little bit highly technical. Okay, so with that, what I'm going to do is, since I have produced this page over here, I will going to produce the duplicate file of this, where I will remove all of the calculations but only keep this part. Okay, so for that, what I'll do is I will say save as, and in that where I should save recent Power BI. Okay, let's do this here, and we will call it 2. Let's call it 2. Save. Okay, so I have the first one, and I'll just quickly check. Okay, perfect, I have it. Now what I can do is I can remove this. Yes, we are okay to delete. We are okay to delete this one where I was doing some experimentations. When I was designing, there were a lot of formulas which I will have to delete. As you can see, top n is something what I created. So I am deleting it so that you can see it everything by I'll just delete it. Yes. Okay, and then I will just delete these ones as well. Delete from model. If you want, you can skip it, or if you are doing with me, then you can continue with me, right? But the whole idea is that we should be able to do it together. Let's say if you faced a challenge and not able to figure it out, and these are all the things which we have to do as part of this. So you tell me while I'm doing this, I mean, these are the requirements which I'm showing, but then you also think about what are the other functionalities or what are the other analysis that we can produce, right? There is a lot that we can do, right? And I have a plan that I will show it. I have some statistical analysis on this in the future videos, some really in-depth views to basically see that the ratings and the area location based information and all of the dimension that is given to us, right? we can produce a lot of views. So now we are back to the original one. We do not have anything, and now we have this one. So I'll hit save, right? And what I'll do is I will just duplicate that. Benefit is we can go back and forth. So I have a duplicate of this, and we will call it page 2. Okay, good enough. Now once we have this, what we need to do is we need to start having the percentages. So percentages we will have in a way that 8 divided by 265, 117 divided by 265. So first of all, what I'll do is I'll just keep this rating thing over here so that it will be the entire data. Okay, for some reason it is not getting impacted. Why? Let me just, okay, because of this there was a filter here as well. Okay, so now there is no filter, or I can hit clear. I can hit clear selection over here as well. So first thing first I will do is I will bring this down, okay, and I'll say new measure. In the new measure I will say total restaurant, and I will say hash, because that will say that it is a measure. So total restaurants is nothing but distinct count. That I will just maintain that distinct count of restaurant names, just to make sure that if anything is getting repeated, then I'm not counting that. Then we need to create the same basically information for all of these, but we need to apply filters and all, right? So we will going to apply something called as NS restaurant filter on this one, because it has South Indian, North Indian, both, and other categories. So the way we will going to do that is we will create one and then just copy and paste rest of the other. So this will be hash SIRES, South Indian restaurants, and then we will use the calculate. So calculate distinct count of restaurant name, right? And the filter, in this case the filter will be your NS restaurant is equals to South Indian, right? And close it. Now we will test it. If it will work fine, then no issues, then we will continue. So I'll just bring the visualization, create the KPI, not the filter, but this one. So total restaurant 7105, matching with this, good. This one, okay, uncheck this, check this, 669, yeah, perfect. So now I will just copy this new measure, and I will say this rather than SI, I will say NI, North Indian restaurant, and over here I will say North Indian, perfect, and uncheck that and check that, 2443, count is matching, perfect. Now we need 2 more, both and other. So in that case, copy paste both, right? Once we identified the logic, this is simply the case of replicating it. The whole point, the thing which I'm solving for you is this particular logic, because we have multiple columns. So identifying from which column we have to pick it, what is the condition we need to specify, and then continue doing the magic. Both. Okay. Just keep on checking 793 so that audit is going side by side. Alright, so we have after SI, this is going to be other. So in case of other, we have other, and we will paste the other, and this is other. No, not the other India, just the other. Okay, and we will just test it. 3200, we are good, right? Okay, so After that, what do we need to do? We need some more calculation because these are just the value which is present here, but we need percentages. Okay, so first measure, we will going to say what? We will say hash SI percentage, South Indian percentage, which is nothing but simply divi divide SI hash in the bracket hash SI restaurant, comma, bracket hash total restaurant, and give it. Okay, this will bring the percentage. So what we will do is we will be doing this, and we will say percentage, and decimal place we will keep it 0. Okay, and what we will do is, for now, I'm just showing you, and then it's simply a copy and paste exercise. Let's say percentage 9%. Okay, whatever that value is. Going in formatting, we don't need label, the down label over here. Call out value, we have color. We can give little bit light color if it is just interrupting a lot. Yeah. And what I can do is in the background, so background, white background will be removed from effects. Yep. Okay, the value needs to be smaller, so again call out value, we will call it what, 20, and yeah. Okay, so this is where it will going to land. And rather than 20, I will say 30. Yep. So if this is matching, then fine. I feel like we need to make it slightly more darker so that it is little bit visible properly. Yep. Okay. So this is our 9%. Now I'm placing it. People may have different needs that, oh no, this is not looking right. We need to, put it in a specific way, this or that. So keeping the formatting part aside, but we have the value that we are displaying, right? So we have this. The only thing is we would require some spaces over here, which we can do it by increasing or decreasing, but we have to make sure that every KPI is of same size. But my focus right now is I'll just give you the percentages. So we have the SI percentage. And then I will simply copy and say paste. Come on, paste. It's like I want to move fast and it is not allowing me. NI, now I have NI, right? New measure, North Indian, after that both, okay, and other, and we will say rather than SI, I will say other, and this will be other, and done. So that's how you can see very quickly. Once I figured it out what logic, then for rest of the KPI it's all about replication. And even with this copy paste, I don't have to do it again and again. Looks like may want to reduce this size, and let's just make it 20 only, so that I don't have to play around a lot with the. I just remove that, copy this, paste it over here. So rather than SI, it will be NI. Okay, percentage, and then we will have the 0 decimal value over here. So 34%, right? Okay, so this is good. Slightly on the edge, but that's okay for now. At least formatting is something we can always take care later after logic is present. Not the NI percentage, but both over here. So again, select this, send, and let's do it 0. Yeah, so 11%, right? Yeah, I think this much is fine. Copy and paste. No, oh, it did not copy. Copy and paste. Yeah, and not the both, but other. Show it percentage, and this will be 0. Okay, so 45%. I know it is slightly over here, but we can do all the formatting. We can make it left aligned and percentages will be right aligned. That is one of the option that we can do, or we can increase the size of these KPI. Whatever is the option is beneficial for us. For example, if I select this call out value over here, I'm just thinking this unit is fine. Category label, we don't, so it is not giving us the option of keeping it on the left, right? So the only option that we will going to have is the increasing the size little bit, right? So we increase the size little bit and it gives us more space. So for now I'll just leave it because this is a personal preference. So we have the percentages with us, right? Second thing is about a couple of filters, right? So what do we have is this one. I will do it later because this requirement and this requirement is same, but these two are quick achievements. So 3 and 4, like we always do in a question paper, we take the easiest one as the first answer, or the one which we know, we take the attempt on those as the first one. So area slicer is needed, but it should not impact the chart that shows area, right? So the way we will going to do that is we will create a slicer, Control C, Control V. Come on, Control C, Control V. And rather than this, we will say area. And in the area, we will slicer setting, we will make it drop down, right? Now I just need to adjust this because this is very big. So I'll make it 24, and I will make it 16 because we are reducing the size. Okay. Now I can move this over here, right? I can move this. What is this? Okay, this is area. This is rating. Okay. And then we have this thing which we can bring it over here and reduce the size a little bit. Ooh, Control Z. And over here, let's see if I reduce the size, I just need to make sure I'm aligning it properly, and over here, and reduce the size from here as well, because we have this. Will it work? Oh no, it will not work. So one of the best ways, or the configuration which I did, is select anywhere on the blank space, right? That means nothing is selected. Now go to page setting, in the canvas setting, width. What I will do is I will make it 1310 so that there is some space, right? And a little bit of setting, as you can see, we will have to do. We will have to move these two little bit on the right. I can increase this, and I can increase this little bit, right? So that it is in proper alignment. And then over here I can increase this. So that is why I'm saying it is a design aspect. Things which work for me may not work for you. Okay, so still we are not showing it full information, so again we may have to do the same operation just to make sure it is properly aligned. Okay, so once we have this, the important thing is that places where you have the area like this, and this, it should not impact. it should impact only these charts, only these three should not be impacted. So the way we will going to do that is we will select this, we will come to format, and in this we have edit interaction. This is about changing how visual interact when data points are selected. While in edit mode, select the source visual and choose behavior using the icons. Okay, so select this, right? Now I have this already selected. That means this is the one which is in the controlling, and you can see these two shapes, sorry. So what it means is, this means that when I change any value here, nothing should happen. So I want this not to change. So I'll just remove that. I'll just make sure it is none. Just make sure it is none. So that means these three charts now will not be updated. So I'll uncheck the edit interaction. Now you will see if I select anything, only these are changing. I select this, but these ones will not change. So that is how we control the interactivity over here, just so that we have the objective what we need. Okay, now you got it. Now you have the second scenario, which I will give you as an exercise. The exercise is that restaurant type filter that is specific to the chart that is showing online or offline order. That means where is online and offline in order? Over here. Percentage of restaurant offering online food or not. So online, yes, no, they are not offering online food. So we need to create the similar slicer. So what you do is you copy and paste this slicer, right? And then bring it over here, reduce the size. And then what you do is you basically change the filter type by removing the area and adding the restaurant type. Once you add the restaurant type over here, like I just did it in case of area, by copying this and pasting, removing the ratings and adding the area, same way when you will do it over here, you will then change the interaction by going into format, edit interaction, and make sure that only this chart is impacted. KPI should not impact, these two charts should not impact, these two charts should not impact. Only this chart should impact, and even the filters, these three filters should not impact. Okay, so that is something you need to do with the same process what I told you for the area filter, wherever the area is present, that means here, here and here, then our chart should not be changed. Now the final requirement, because this requirement, the second requirement and the fifth requirement is same, we have to allow end user to enter the top n values. I will show you the one which is here, and then you will do the rest. Okay, so that is interesting, because right now if you see what we have shown is the top 10 restaurant, and in the last video, if you remember, the functionality is that we want to show the top 10 areas. So what we did is filter and top 10 or based on the average rating is something what we have shown, and the total count of the restaurant is what we are showing, right? But with this approach, we are making a little bit of a change here. Now we will show only those restaurants. We will be showing the restaurant which is of highest rating, again based on that. And but the twist will be the top end filter. So let's start with that now. Alright, so the first thing first is we need to go into modeling, because we need to create a parameter which will allow us to do the selection. So this will be numeric range, because we need from, let's say minimum is 5, maximum we need 20, and default increment is y1, maximum 20, default let's say is 10, and we will call it something as top n, top number. Add slicer to this page, create, right? So what it will do, it will create a slicer, very simple one. What we will do is we will select this, format painter, and paint this. Okay, in the visualization I don't need a range. What I need is sort of a drop down. So I'll select the drop down from here, and then I'll just need to reduce this, and I can put the drop down here at this location, right, and top n. It will give me the values. Okay, so what I'll do with this, well, in that case I need to make sure that for the title I copy this title, hide this, right, have a text box, paste it here, right. If I remember, this was 14 and DIN was the font, right, and then the other thing is this color. Select this, format painter, paint this, right, bring this down, bring this here, yeah, okay, and bring this also here, and bring this up. All right, now we are good. Looks like one good big happy family or big happy chart. We have top n. Right now it will not do anything, right? So what we will do is we need to configure it, and we will control this with the help of the rank function. So that is interesting part of how we are controlling this. And then the same way you need to repeat this for this particular chart and this particular chart by creating two more top n, because you may want to have one top n, another top n for this, another top n for this. Okay, so how we will going to create it? Well, by creating the measure. So our measure is basically based on over here is based on, if you remember, this chart was based on the ratings out of 5, right? So what do we need is the ranking of these based on the restaurant name and this particular NS field, which is a legend, because this is how the granularity of this data, right? So that is something we will going to do. So I will start creating the measure. So for that, let me go to the new measure. So the first thing what I need is the average of these ratings, because if you remember, we were earlier using the average of rating to get the ranking of these or to apply the ranking over here, top 10 ranking. So hash average rating out of 5. Simply we have to say average rating. Yep. Okay, once we have this, then we will have to start using the rank function, and for the rank function again I will going to use the new measure. We will create one more measure to get the ranking based on the area and the NS column. What is that NS column? Now North or South Indian restaurant. All right, so let me go to the new measure over here. It has created it over here in the top end, which not an issue, but technically we should maintain it under one column. So so what I'll do is I'll just cancel this and put it here. Somehow it doesn't feel right. Over here, new measure, and here we will say hash rank by area. Let's just say that rank by area. Okay, so we will use the rankx, and in this we have to provide a table. Our table will have two columns, area and that NS. So we will going to use the column called all selected, which returns this table for us. So what we will provide is the area, that is first, and the next is basically our the NS field, North and South Indian restaurant, right? And then the value is our average rating, what we created, because that is the value that needs to be in there. Then it should be in the descending order. That means the highest value should come first, right? And I'll hit enter. Okay, so rank by area is now produced, right? So the way I think we should always see this is by having this. So what I'll do is I will simply create a table, right? And in this table I will bring the area, I will bring the NS restaurant, right, over here, and then what we will bring the column that we created, rank by area. Okay, so if you see, these are all the rank by area is what coming over here. So rank by area is 2823. Let me just see what it is showing. Yeah, it is showing as a sample value. So what we are expecting is it should give for this area, for this restaurant, it should give me the rank for this rating. So ideally what I'll do is I will sort it, and yes, so this is the rank number 1. That means it should have the highest rating. So we can check that by the function we created over here, which is average rating, right? So what it has is the average rating 546.35. Why it is doing that? Okay, we took the number of ratings, so I will just change that. It should be the rating out of 5. Yeah, that is why I was saying we should always check this, no exception. So now you see, for the highest rating 4.2 we have 1, and that is the benefit of basically having the multiple formulas. In case if we are making any mistake or we need to change it later, we just change at one place and rest of the thing will change automatically, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But the problem is we are getting all the ranks, right? We have to limit it based on the value which is over here in the top n, right? So for that we will limit it. Okay, so the way we will going to limit it, and I will show you in this table, and then we will implement the same over here in this chart, right? Because in table it will be easy for you to grasp. Okay, so over here in the filter, and we have top n value. Let's just get that top n. Okay, is it okay? Top n, what is the value till the 20, right? Okay, fine. So now we have it. It's about controlling. So it is showing you all the value more than 10. Now we have to create one more formula, which is basically to take restrict this. So again, for that we will first of all select this and start creating the new measure. So let me create this new measure, and I will say that hash top n areas. Okay, very straightforward. So first thing what we will going to do is I will press Alt Enter. I will create one variable which is basically the to take the rank by area into a formula, right? So for that, area rank is equals to rank by area, right? That is the first thing. Then I will press, oh, I need to enter the where we that's why I was wondering why it is throwing me the error. Then I will have return, right? And my return value is very simple if condition. If, right, this one underscore area rank is less than and equals to top and value, then simply return me the rating. That means whatever is the rank that I am having, so I am having all of these rank, right? And if it is less than equal to the value that user is giving, so 10 or 5, then it should be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, because it is less than or equal to the value that I am specifying. And then I want to return what? average rating out of 5, and I'll close it. Okay, I hope you understood this, and now you will see this. I hope it should return the proper value. Okay, so now you can see right now the value is 10. So what we are getting is value till 10, and rest other values are all blank. Why it is coming all of these? Because we have these other basically for these other column as well. So what I'll do is, because I've shown you that now it is not coming below to based on our condition it is 10. So if I want, I can reduce it. As you can see, 9 it is reduced, 8 it is reduced, it is getting reduced as you can see. Or if I increase, it will be increased, right? If I reduce 7, it will be reduced till 7. So now for that, what I'll do is I will remove this, and now it is only for these table, and I don't need total. So from this total values, so you can see this functionality is working as expected. Now we will have to just replicate it over here with this same approach, right? Right now what do we have is basically the count of restaurant right over here, and with this functionality what we want to bring in the average rating. So for now I'll remove this, and top n areas, right? This is the one which I created. Okay, I'll just bring that, and for this what do we have is all, and if I say 5, it is reduced, 6, 7, right, 8. Based on that, it will keep on changing, right? So we have done it based on the rating. Yes, you can do it based on the count of restaurant. Whatever is the measure, we will start creating first measure, the second measure where the rank is present, and then the top n, and then we will reduce it. So the same way I have shown you this example, because the same example you have to do it for these ratings and this rating as well, so that you can easily replicate it. Now I have done it for this chart. You will now need to do it for these two charts. Let me know if you face any issue, but always create it this way, because then you will be able to easily understand, interpret, and tell the user what exactly is happening. So I hope you enjoy this video, and since this was my last functionality, the rest too I want to give you as an exercise. So I hope you will enjoy this exercise and create it. Show me your creation if you can by publishing it on the Power BI site or on the Novi Pro website. And I think this can be a very good advanced project for you as a portfolio. Let me know what is your feedback. Let me know if you want to advance anything else, you feel like, yes, this can be a new enhanced requirement. Brainstorm it and then tell me what do you think. With that, thank you so much, and I'll meet you in the new video with the new topic.